everyone. So, dear students, how are you? Of course, you are very fit and fine. So, dear children, exam is near to you. So, do not be panic because failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of success. So, there is no shortcut way for success, you will work hard and you will achieve your goal. So, today we will discuss your poem questions answer that carries 2.5 marks. So, let us start. So, what are the tips and techniques? Tips for writing 2.5 marks questions. So, here are some tips for students on writing effectively. Understand the topic first. Before writing, make sure you understand the topic and requirements of the task. Brainstorm ideas, jot down any ideas, thoughts, points that come to mind related to your topic, so that you can frame many sentences and write your answer. Create an outline, organize your ideas into a clear structure, introductions, body and conclusion. Analysis technique, identify poetic device, explain their effect on the poem's meaning, analyze themes and their development. Next, read the questions carefully, identify the specific task, underline keywords and phrase. Structuring your answer, introduction, briefly introduce the poem, explanation or analysis, directly address the question, then conclusion, one sentence, because this is a 2.5 marks questions. Summarize the main point. Focus on questions, focus on the specific questions being asked and avoid providing general information about the poem. Use simple language, to explain complex ideas and concepts. Writing tips, use clear, concise language. One should introduce the poem and write the central idea of the poem. Focus on the specific question or focus on specific task. Use quote from the poem to support answers. Avoid unnecessary details. Use poetic term like metaphor, simile. So, your first chapter is All Things Bright and Beautiful, written by C.F. Alexander. Here you can see the image of C.F. Alexander and All Things Bright and Beautiful. What has been said about the mountain, the river and the sky in the poem All Things Bright and Beautiful? So, what will be the answer? Focus main ideas, key ideas. Already I told you some tips and technique. So, in the poem All Things Bright and Beautiful, the mountain has been described to the purple headed. Thus, the top of the mountain looks beautiful. The river is described to be running by. The rays of the sun at sunrise, in the morning and at sunset make the sky bright. Thus, the sky looks bright and beautiful. So, it is a very interesting poem and important questions also. How does the poet C.F. Alexander describe little flowers and little birds? According to the poet C.F. Alexander, the Lord God has created the little flower and little birds that are found around us. The flowers open and look beautiful with their glowing colors given by God. God has given tiny wings to whom? To these birds, so that they can fly. So, tiny wings to these little birds as described in the poem All Things Bright and Beautiful, that is written by C.F. Alexander. Here we can summarize in your own language in a one sentence also. You can write. Next one, what type of things and creatures according to the poet in the poem All Things Bright and Beautiful has God created? So, according to the poet in the poem All Things Bright and Beautiful, God has created all the bright and beautiful and wise and wonderful things. So, he had also created the small and big creatures. You can see here some pictures a bright and beautiful things, small and big creature like ant to elephant. गोटे छोट पिंपुड़ी ठू बड़ हाथी पर्यंत सबू को तैयारी करछन्ती किए से सेई लॉर्ड गॉड. Next one, what type of things and creatures according to the poet in the poem all things bright and beautiful has God created. So, according to the poet in the poem all things bright and beautiful, God has created all the bright and beautiful things, also wise and wonderful things. He had also created small and big creatures. Already we have told same type of questions. So, what are the things in the nature we most appreciate? So, we must appreciate and admire nature, all the creation like blooming flowers, fruits present in the trees and all the birds, animals. We also must enjoy all the seasons present in our lives, all the dusk and dawn sceneries and the mountains and the flowing rivers that are blessing to humans. So, here some words are highlighted because that is the main ideas. Main ideas, if we will jot down that main ideas or main keywords, then we can remember what will be the answer and we can frame sentence in a simple language, we can present our answer. Next one, The Solitary Reaper written by William Wordsworth. What does the poet say about the nightingale in the poem The Solitary Reaper? So, in the poem The Solitary Reaper, the poet says that the nightingale who sings among the Arabian sands sings welcome notes to the tired travellers. Its voice guides the traveller to the oasis. What is the vale profound? What is it overflowing with? So, the vale profound refers to the deep valley in the highland of Scotland. The poet said that it was overflowing with the song of the solitary reaper. So, how will write answer? First you focus that main ideas, what will be the answer, then we can frame ideas and then we can make sentences. So, next one, where do the roses grow and who collect them and why? So, here we have to remember roses, where आमे ताको कोठी पाइबा कोठी सेटा हुए सेतरा आमे कोन तयारी करि परिबा एटा को आमे मने पकेइ दबा मने पकेइले आमे से को लगे कि किछ सेंटेंस लिखिबा लिखिले आमे आंसर टा को लिखि पारिबा. So, roses are variety of waterside plants. They grow by the water bodies. Men collect them and use them to crafts, basket, weaving, etc. So, here you can see some pictures of roses inside water plant पाखे ही एटा हेइ थाए. Next one, why do you think Wordsworth has chosen the song of the nightingale and the cuckoo for comparison with the solitary reaper's song? The birds' songs are almost always a pleasant and welcome sound. The songs of the nightingale and the cuckoo are particularly so beautiful. Both build images of attractive melody, mystery, romance and so add to the atmosphere that the poet is trying to convey when describing its feeling on hearing the solitary reaper's song. Solitary reaper's song, heart touching song. What is the central idea of the solitary reaper? What do you think? What is the central idea? The central idea of the poem The Solitary Reaper is beautiful experience, give us lifelong pleasure. In the poem The Solitary Reaper, the poet William Wordsworth described the power and the magic of the girl's song. He compares it with the song of nightingale and that of a cuckoo. That is the central idea of this poem The Solitary Reaper. Next one, what is the significance of the solitary reaper in the poem? Significance means what is the importance? The solitary reaper represents a connection to nature, solitude and the beauty of rural life. She is also a symbol of the poet's longing for a simpler, more peaceful way of life. That is the significance of this solitary reaper. Now, another poem, Your Village Song. You can recognize this portion, Sarojini Naidu, Your Village Song written by Sarojini Naidu. So, what is the central theme of the poem Village Song? The central theme of the poem Village Song is the beauty and simplicity of village life. Everybody enjoy in their village. That is the central theme of the village song. How does the poet describe the village in the poem? The poet describes the village as a peaceful and serene place surrounded by nature where people live in harmony with each other and with the environment. What message does the poem Village Song convey? The poem Village Song conveys the message that village life is simple, peaceful and fulfilling, and that one should appreciate, cherish the beauty of nature and simplicity of rural life. That simple life will get from this village. How does the poet contrast the village life with city life in the poem? The poet contrasts village life with city life by describing the village as a peaceful and serene, while the city is portrayed as a noisy, chaotic and pollution also we will find in urban life. What is the significance of the song in the poem? The song in the poem represents the joy, happiness and contentment of village life, which is contrast to the chaos and noisy of city life. That is the significance of the song. Describe the tone of the poem Village Song. So, what is the tone of the village song? The tone of the poem is peaceful, serene, joyful. The poet's use of words that imagery creates a sense of calm, contentment and overall tone is one of the appreciation and gratitude for the beauty of village life. Village song, that is a village life, everybody love that village. So, this is the central idea, central theme of the village song poem. Next one, The Flower School, written by, who is this man? Rabindranath Tagore, Flower School. So, what is the central idea of the poem Flower School? Everybody have a school. Do you have school? Of course, your answer is yes. Every day you are going to your school. Like this in this chapter Flower School, flower also have school. So, what is the central idea? The central idea of the poem, The Flower School, is the importance of freedom and spontaneity in learning and growing. So, how does the poet describe Flower School in the poem? How does the poet describe the flower school in the poem? The poet describes flower school as a place where flowers bloom freely without any rules or constraints and learn from nature. जेमिति तुमे माने स्कूल आसुच, स्कूल फ्रीले पाठ पढ़ुच, बहुत जिनस एक्सप्लोर करुच, जानुच, ठीक से भली फ्लावर मानकर भी स्कूल अच्छी. फ्लावर माने से प्लेस रे ब्लूम करुचंती आउ फ्री कोनोसी तांका पे रूल नाही, बट स्कूल रे तुम पे किसी रूल अच्छी काहे कि एटा गोटे सिस्टमैटिक करिया पे और कंस्ट्रेंट्स लर्न फ्रॉम नेचर तुमे माने भी नेचर रो किसी एक्सप्लोर करुचो. लाइक दिस flower also have a school and learn from nature. Next one, what does the poem say about the traditional system of education? The poem suggests that the traditional system of education is rigid, restrictive and does not allow children to grow and learn freely. So, what is the question? What does the poem say about the traditional system of education? Traditional, now is free education, 21st century children. So, here education is rigid, restrictive and does not allow children to go learn easily or freely. So, next question, what message does the poem The Flower School convey? So, the poem The Flower School conveys the message that children should be allowed to grow and learn freely without any rules, restriction, constraints. This question is very important for you dear children, because जेमती तुमे माने स्कूल ले अच्छो सेमती फ्लावर मानकर एठी स्कूल अछि आ एठी से माने कोन करिवे एठी चिल्ड्रेन मानको हमें फ्रीली छाडुचे से माने लर्न करंतु निजे निजे नेचर रो सिखंतु एक्सप्लोर करंतु. लाइक this flower school conveys the message that children should be allowed to grow, learn freely without any rules, regulation, restriction and constraints. How does the poet use the metaphor of the flower school to convey his ideas? So, what do you mean by metaphor? Metaphor, it is imaginative description, poetic device. The poet used the metaphor of the flower school to convey the ideas that learning and growing should be natural and spontaneous process like blooming of flowers. Flowers टा पिला माने केमती हुए से मन को फुटे सेमती यू आर तमे माने फूल हेबे तो तुम मानक जो लर्निंग प्रोसेस टा सेटा कौन सेटा गोइंग ऑन गोटे स्टॉप प्रोसेस नुहे एंड प्रोसेस नुहे सेटा तुमे तुमरो लर्निंग टे चली थिवो लाइफ एंड पर्यंत आ तुमे एक्सप्लोर करी 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 ताको सिखिबो लाइक दिस the flower school to convey the idea that learning and growing should be natural and spontaneous process like blooming flowers ता माने तुम मान को लाइफ को फ्लावर से कंपेयर कला जंदी फ्लावर ब्लूम करूची तुमे माने ब्लूम करिवो फ्यूचर रे लर्निंग को स्पॉन्टेनियस कंटीन्यूअस प्रोसेस रखी कि एक्सप्लोर करिकी नेक्स्ट चैप्टर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग चैप्टर फ्रॉम द फॉर्मलिन जार What message does the poet want to convey to the young generation through the poem? The poet asks the young generation to drive safely, follow safety rules, especially wearing helmets while riding bikes. The poem emphasizes the moment of carelessness can lead to irresponsible consequences, accidents. So, from the formalin jar, सेठी आपण कोन देखिले पिला माने कोन देखिलो सब से गोटे जार भितर गोटे ब्रेन थिला ता माने सेठी जो भिकी तार एक्सीडेंट हेइची आ से ता निज को देखुची ता ब्रेन टा गोटे स्पेसिमेन सैंपल भले से जार रे रहिची तो एठी जो क्वेश्चन हला व्हाट मेसेज डज द पोएट वांट टू कन्वे टू द यंग जनरेशन यू आर यंग जनरेशन तो हमको ड्राइव रूल रोड सेफ्टी रूल्स वियरिंग हेलमेट ये सबू जिनस को हमको जानिबा दरकार सो दैट वी कैन ड्राइव सेफली एंड जो एक्सीडेंट एठू हमें किछि रक्षा पाई परिबा नेक्स्ट हाउ डज भिक्कीज डेथ अफेक्ट हिज फैमिली अकॉर्डिंग टू द पोएम एक्सीडेंट हेले पिला माने घर लोक निश्चिंत बहुत बहुत मन दुख करिवे तो एटी क्वेश्चन हला हाउ डज द भिक्कीज डेथ अफेक्ट हिज फैमिली सो भिक्कीज डेथ डीपली क्रॉस्ड हिज फैमिली causing the immense pain and sorrow very painful his bright future and love he had for his family were tragically cut short due to careless decision on the day of the accident ताहले जो भिक्की फॉर्मालिन जार भिक्की हला मेन कैरेक्टर से मेन कैरेक्टर कौन करिथिला ना ड्राइव करिछि बाइक टिकु हेलमेट नाही आउ ताकू चलेछि गाड़ी को तार एक्सीडेंट हो जाइछि जा फल तार फैमिली रो लोक समस्ते बहुत पेन सरोरे रहिचंती ता माने एठु हमें कोन सिखिबा प्रथमे हमर एज भी हवा दरकार लाइसेंस भी थिबा दरकार आ गाड़ी तले चलौचे हमें सीट बेल्ट पिंधिबा हेलमेट पिंधिबा जदि कार चलौचे सीट बेल्ट दे हमें बाइक चलौचे हेलमेट ए सब पिंधिबा दरकार सो ओबे द ट्रैफिक रूल्स एंड वियरिंग हेलमेट सो दैट वी कैन आम जीवन को आम रक्षा करें नेक्स्ट वन what was Vicky's attitude towards life and how is reflected in the poem what was Vicky's attitude so Vicky had a positive attitude towards life reflected in his motto what is the motto no pain no gain no pain no gain very important he was energetic smart dynamic full of life but his carelessness on the day of the accident leads to untimely death. So, see children, Vicky's attitude towards the life, तो कौन तार थिला towards life reflected his motto no pain no gain, no pain no gain. He was energetic, smart, dynamic, full of life, but carelessness. Due to carelessness, he lose their life and untimely death. Next one. How does the poem convey the importance of wearing helmet while riding a bike? So, आमे रिसेंटली भी एबे देखुचे आम जोठी रहुचे एबे हेलमेट केते नेसेसरी हेलमेट जी न पिंधुची तांको फाइन भी दिया जाउची काहे कि आमर फाइन पर्यंत जाउची काई आमे माने सेतिकी रेस्पोंसिबल सिटीजन हबा दरकार आउ आम जीवन को रक्षा करबा आमर दायित्व सो द पोएम highlights the tragic outcomes of Vicky's decision to refrain from wearing his helmet. It emphasizes how a simple act of carelessness such as not wearing a helmet can lead to fatal accident, promoting road safety. So एठी importance of wearing helmet कहीं कुआ गला ये जो चैप्टर मेन आइडियाज थिला फ्रॉम दी फॉर्मालिन जार से जार जो जार रे हमरो फॉर्मालिन गैस रे ब्रेन को रखा जाइछि कहीं की आसिला सेटा ड्यू टू एक्सीडेंट तो हमको हेलमेट सीट बेल्ट ट्रैफिक रूल्स ए सबू आमे ओबे करिबा दरकार. नेक्स्ट हाउ इज विकी डिस्क्राइब्ड इन द पोएम. विकी को के भली भाबे डिस्क्राइब करा गला ए पोएम रे डॉक्टर रीता एस मनी रिटन. This is from the formalin jar written by Dr. Rita S. Moni. Beautiful chapter, beautiful poem. So, Vicky described, already we told you in previous questions, some smart, lively, energetic, young boy who loved life. Here you can see, already we discussed that Vicky, these questions, he was energetic, smart, full of life and carelessness. Due to carelessness he loses his life. So here Vicky is described as a smart, lively, energetic young boy who loved life. He was good at computer, math and had a strong bond with his family. His motto in life was no pain no gain. How to भाव पिला माने भाव ताले भिकी केउडा पिला थिला बहुत बढ़िया पिलाटा थिला कि टिके केयरलेस में ना जीवनटा पड़ेला. तो से स्मार्ट भी थिला एनर्जेटिक भी थिला आउ समस्त ताको भलो भी आउथिले गुड एट कंप्यूटर एंड मैथ्स हैड ए स्ट्रांग बॉन्ड विथ हिज फैमिली. मोटो थिला नो पेन नो गेन. दैट इज डिस्क्राइब्ड विकीज कैरेक्टर इन दिस पोएम बाय डॉक्टर रीता एस मनी. नेक्स्ट वन व्हाट लीड टू विकीज ट्रेजिक एंड इन द पोएम. इठी ट्रेजिक एंड आसिला जो फ्रॉम दी फॉर्मालिन जार जेते हमें पढ़िले ता विषय रे जे केमती सी थिला ता कैरेक्टर कोन थिला देन से केमिति गाड़ी चलाउथला तार को सब्जेक्ट भलो हुए तार फैमिली सहित तार ता फ्रेंड्स मान सहित केमिति रिलेशन थिला. बट एठी एंड रे तार केमिति ट्रेजिक एंड हिची बर्तन से स्पेसिमेन टाइप रो यूज होची से जार भिते सैंपल हबरे. तो सी जते बळे पाठ पढुतला सी प्रैक्टिकल देखुतला लैबोरेटरी रे बर्तन ताकू आसुचंदी पिला माने देखुचंदी से जार भितरे तो ताकू एटा निश्चित खराब लागुची. सो Vicky's tragic end occurred because he refrained from wearing his helmet while riding his bike. This moment of carelessness resulted in a fatal accident causing his untimely death. So here Vicky's tragic occurred why? Due to not wearing a helmet. आउ कौन करथिला से केयरलेसली गोटे शॉर्टकट रोड रे जाइथिला तो जोठी की तार एक्सीडेंट भी हैला हेलमेट पिंधलानी ता एज भी है नथिला लाइसेंस भी नथिला तो ये जो केयरलेसली जो गाड़ी चलेला जोथि पय तार एक्सीडेंट ता घटिला और से समस्त को दूरे गला ता फ्रेंड्स मान कोठू ता फैमिली लोकन कोठू ता सहित तार जो सी जो मोटर ने गोटे पाठ पढुथिला से सब को से लॉस करी गला. से भी स्पेसिमेन हे गला एज ए सैंपल ही विल यूज नाउ इन लैबोरेटरी. तांको लैबोरेटरी रे जेमति ब्रेन को सब रखा हेची फॉर्मालिन गैस रे ताको रखा हेची जीवंत करिकी तो सेठी से बर्तन ताकू आसुचंदी देखिया पय कि लोक माने ताकू आसुचंदी स्टूडेंट्स माने एक्सपेरिमेंट करिया पय देखिया पय से गोटे स्पेसिमेन टाइप रो से जार भितरे अछि. सो वेरी सैड आप ता पय एटा. So this moment of carelessness resulted in a fatal accident causing his untimely death. Untimely, what do you mean by untimely? The time हेनी before timely तार death हे गला काहे की ना केवल तार ए carelessness पाए. So before anything else, preparation is the key to success. That is a beautiful thought for you and thank you so much. All the best.